What's up guys, welcome back to Toon Duelists. Today we give you an update of our Ancient Gear deck profile. Now I'm really excited to show you this one because the Ancient Gears have always been one of my favorite archetypes out there, probably my most favorite machine archetype. First of all, the design of those cards is just amazing. Those rusty machine warriors that lead towards Greek soldiers in design look just amazing, and I still remember how Ancient Gear Golem was one of the biggest cards back in school. Just crazy good cards, I love them. Then of course it was also heavily portrayed in the animes, first of all by Dr. Valen Crowler in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX anime, but also in other animes. It got its time to shine, for example in the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds anime where it was played by Rudolph Heitman, but also in the Arc V anime where it was heavily played by, for example, Yuri, Dennis McField or Jean-Michel Roquet and the Obelisk Force of course. So guys, I'm super excited to show this one to you guys, and with Maze of the Master we got some pretty good support for it, so without further ado, let's dive right into it. Alright guys, as always we start things off with the monsters, and the first one we're going to talk about is of course the brand new Ancient Gear statue. Amazing design and anime card that we finally got with an amazing effect. Because if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can special summon this card from your hand. Also, you can only special summon Ancient Gear statue once per turn this way, and you can tribute this card to special summon from your hand or deck one Ancient Gear Golem or one monster that mentions it except itself, ignoring its summoning conditions. This is just a crazy good starter for this deck. Of course it's a going second build, so you'll basically always be able to special summon this card and then straight up bring out one of your golems or one of your card that mentions it. Just crazy good starter and a definite 3-off right here. Next up is another basic 3-off, which is Ancient Gear Within. Also amazing card, love the design of all of those. Now this card has the effect that if it is normal or special summoned, you can add an Ancient Gear monster from your deck to your hand except itself. Also you can set cards for the rest of this turn. You can only use each effect once per turn, and if it attacks, your opponent can't activate monster effects until the end of this damage step. Now this card is obviously also a great starter and searcher, and that's also the reason we definitely want to run 3 copies of this card. Next up is 3 copies of Ancient Gear Tanker. Also just an amazing card right here, with the effect that if this card is normal or special summoned, you can special summon an Ancient Gear monster from your hand except itself, ignoring its summoning conditions. Or if your opponent controls a monster, which he will probably do, it's a going second deck, you can special summon from your graveyard instead. You can also target a face-up card you control, destroy it, and for the rest of this turn, all monsters you control that are Ancient Gear Golem or mention it gain 600 attack. This card is especially great because some of our spells, or a lot of them, profit from being destroyed and we get some additional effects. So this card is definitely a great one that helps you in every combo, or in some constellations at least, which is the reason we run 3. You can also bump them down, but in our experience, this one is definitely worth running a 3-off. Next up, we run 2 copies of Ancient Gear Dark Golem. Just a crazy good card in this deck. Still can't believe this is printed, because this one has the effect that this card's name becomes Ancient Gear Golem while on the field or in the graveyard, and if it is normal or special summoned, you can add up to 2 cards, Ancient Gear cards or Gear Town, from your deck to your hand except itself. You then have to discard a card, and you can't set cards for the rest of this turn. You can also only use this effect once per turn, and if this card attacks, your opponent can't activate spell or trap cards until the end of this damage step. Searching 2 cards is just crazy good. Amazing card right here, but you don't want to see it in hand, you want to special summon it from the deck or search it out, so 2 are definitely enough right here. Next up, we also run 1 copy of Ancient Gear Box. We need this for our Ballista to search out some other cards. Just also an amazing one, because if this card is added from the deck or graveyard to your hand, except by drawing it, you can add an Earth Machine type monster with 500 attack and or defense from your deck to your hand, except itself. So just a great searcher, great card right here, but 1 is obviously enough. We want to get to this one with our Ballista. Next up, we also run 1 copy of Ancient Gear Commander. Also great one right here. with the effect that you can send an Ancient Gear Golem from your hand, deck, or face-up monster zone to the graveyard, and immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon an Ancient Gear monster. Also, if you normal or special summon Ancient Gear Golem, you can special summon an Ancient Gear Golem from your hand or graveyard, ignoring its summoning conditions. You can also banish this card from a graveyard to place an Ancient Gear Continuous Trap from your hand face up on your feet. So just a great one right here. Enables your combos, your Ancient Gear Duel to fusion summon then. Just a great one, but one is definitely enough. Next up is a card I don't own at the moment, sadly, which is Gizmek Taniguku, the Immobile Intellect. This one has the effect that if this card is normal or special summoned, you can take in a machine monster whose attack equals its own defense from your deck and place it on top of your deck. You can also banish this card from a graveyard to target a machine monster in your graveyard whose attack equals its own defense and special summon it in defense position. Now this is of course great because our Dark Golem has the equal amount of attack and defense, so you can just search it out and special summon it from your grave. Just a great one right here. Next up, we also run one copy of Therian King Regulus. Just an amazing card and Omni-Negate in this deck because you can only use each of the following effects of King Regulus once per turn. You can target a Therian or machine type monster in your graveyard, special summon this card from your hand and equip that monster to this card. And when your opponent activates a card or quick effect, you can send a Therian monster or card from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard to negate that effect. So just a crazy good Omni-Negate. We can search it out with some of our extra deck monsters, so one is definitely enough, but a really great one right here. And next up, I also keep holding on to this little guy, which is Magical Hound. Just a crazy good card and the one we want to search with our box, because this one has the effect that if this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can target a face-up spell or trap your opponent controls, return it to the hand, and if you do, special summon this card. Since it's again a going second deck, this will probably be the case, so free special summon of a level 1 tuner. So if your opponent sends you going first, this one can really save you, so I'm a pretty big fan of playing this card in this deck. And finally, we round things up with 3 hand traps, in this case Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Now I have to mention you could also run 3 Fuvalos, because the great thing about Fuvalos is that if you go second and you drop a Fuvalos on your opponent, he either won't be able to go full combo or you have draw power as hell. So you just put some pressure on your opponent. He won't probably build his board full power, so you have it more easy to run over it with your Ancient Gears. You can also run an Ash just to interrupt a little and prevent him from building a full power board. So basically does the same, but Fuvalos would probably be the better choice right here. And guys, that's already it for the monsters. Next up, we talk about the spells, and the first one we're talking about is the quick spell Urgent Schedule. Just a crazy good card in this deck and a definite 3-off, because this card has the effect that if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, special summon 1 level 4 or lower and 1 level 5 or higher Earth Machine monster from your deck in defense position, but negate their effects. You can only declare attacks the turn you activated this effect with machine monsters, and if this set card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a level 10 machine monster from your deck to your hand. Now just a free special summon of 2 machine monsters is just crazy good. Definite 3-off right here, combo starter. No more words needed, this one is just crazy. Next up is also a 3-off of Ancient Gear Fortress. Also amazing, it got reprinted in Rarity Collection 3. And this permanent spell has the effect that during the turn they were normal or special summoned, your opponent can target Ancient Gear monsters you control with card effects, and they can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So basically it makes your Ancient Gears unbeatable or invulnerable. Just crazy good. Also, your opponent can't activate cards or effects in response to the activation of Ancient Gear cards and effects. And if this card is destroyed in a spell and trap zone, you can special summon an Ancient Gear monster from your hand or graveyard. Also, you can special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except Ancient Gear monsters. Just an amazing card right here. Just protects all your Ancient Gear monsters. Crazy good and a definite 3-off. Next up, we talk about the card that has, in my opinion, one of the best artworks in all of Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is Ancient Gear Advance. Looks just amazing and is an amazing card too, because this permanent spell has the effect that when this card is activated, you add an Ancient Gear spell or trap from your deck to your hand, except itself. Also, once per turn, you can tribute a monster to draw a card and apply this effect for the rest of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. You can normal summon Ancient Gear Golem or level 5 or higher monsters that mention it without tributing. Also, you can set cards the turn you activated this card. So just crazy good card and definite 3-off. Next up, we also run 2 copies of the field spell Gear Town. Also looks just amazing. And this card has the effect that both players can normal summon ancient gear monsters with 1 less tribute. And when this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon an ancient gear monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. And the second effect is the one we want. We want to destroy it to get a free special summon from our deck. Just a crazy good card right here. 2 are definitely enough. You can search it out pretty good. So that's all we need right here. Next up is another 3-off, which is Ancient Gear Catapult. Now, I've been thinking about bumping this card down to 2 or even 1, but it's just so amazing that it really proved to be a 3-off. Because while you control no monsters, you can target a face-up card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon an ancient gear monster from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. You can also banish this card from a graveyard to target a face-up card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon an ancient gear token, level 1, 0 attack and defense. So just crazy good to crush your Gear Town, for example, and have 2 special summons this way. Also, it generates a token. Crazy good card right here, and in our experience, definitely a 3-off. Next up, we also play 1 copy of Ancient Gear Fusion. Of course, the Archetype's own fusion spell has to be played, and this card has the effect that you can fusion summon an Ancient Gear Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. But if you use Ancient Gear Golem or Ancient Gear Golem Ultimate Pound you control as fusion material, you can also use monsters from your deck as material. This is just crazy good because our Dark Golem counts as Golem, so you can just send cards from your deck as fusion material. Crazy good card right here, but we want to search it out, so 1 is definitely enough. Next up, let's talk about some board breakers. Of course, it's a going second deck, so we need them. First of all, we run 3 copies of Forbidden Droplet. Amazing one right here. Negate monster effects, have their attack. Just crazy good right here. Then we also run 2 copies of Lightning Storm, of course. Basically, to get rid of the back row, we don't care about the monsters too much because we want to run into them. That's also the reason we run 1 Feather Duster, of course. And we finally also run 1 Called by the Grave to be hand trap safe right here. And just let me point out this last one, because talking about traps doesn't really not make sense right here in an own segment. We also run 1 copy of Ancient Gear Duel. Now this permanent trap is also just amazing in this deck and has the effect that Ancient Gear Golem and monster that mentions it in your monster zone are unaffected by your opponent's activated monster effects. Already crazy. Then, if your opponent controls a monster, you can fusion summon a fusion monster that mentions Ancient Gear Golem from your extra deck by banishing monsters from your field or graveyard as material, including Ancient Gear Golem you control. And if you do, it can make up to 3 attacks during each battle phase. This one is just crazy to bring out your big fusion monsters to run 3 times into your opponent. Just amazing card right here, but 1 is of course enough. We want to search it with Commander, so we don't need more than that. And guys, that's already it for the main deck. So for the extra deck, we start things off with 1 copy of Chaos Ancient Gear Giant. Just amazing one right here. Needs 4 Ancient Gear monsters, must be fusion summoned, and is unaffected by spell or trap effects. Your opponent also can't activate monster effects during the battle phase, and it can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. And if this card attacks a defense position monster, you inflict piercing battle damage. With 4,500 attack points, this card is just a menace on the field. Crazy good card, but obviously 1 is enough, which isn't the case for our next one, which is Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. A real classic we know back from the GX days, and a card that needs Ancient Gear Golem and 2 Ancient Gear monsters. It must be fusion summoned and also inflicts piercing battle damage, and if this card attacks, your opponent can't activate spell or traps until the end of the damage step. And if this card is destroyed, you can target an Ancient Gear Golem in your graveyard and special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions. So with 4,400 attack points, also a crazy beast to run into your opponent. Amazing card right here. Next up is our last fusion monster, which is Ancient Gear Howlitzer. Also, crazy good card, only needs 2 Ancient Gear monsters and is unaffected by other card effects. During your main phase, you can inflict 1,000 points of damage to your opponent, and you can only use this effect once per turn. Also, if this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon an Ancient Gear monster from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So just a great one to stall, do some damage, and basically an untouchable card, and if they destroy per battle, you get a free Ancient Gear monster right here, so yeah, great one right here. Next up is our only synchro monster, which is of course Naturia Beast. Great spice card in this deck. That's of course the target for our Magical Hound. It's a level 1 and Naturia Beast is level 5, so one of our level 4s will do. It only needs an Earth Tuner and a non-tuner Earth monsters. Good thing all our Ancient Gears are Earth monsters, and this card is just crazy good because once a spell card is activated, quick effect, you can send the top 2 cards from your deck to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. This card must be face up on the field to activate and resolve this effect, but it's not a once per turn. You can do this as many times as you want. Just an amazing card right here. If your opponent sends you going first because you know the Ancient Gears, this is your answer to them. Just crazy good. Next up is number 41, Baguska, the Terribly Tired Tapir. Also, great card right here, needs 2 level 4 monsters, and once per turn during a standby phase you detach a material from this card. If you can't, you have to destroy it. If this attack position card can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, and your opponent can target this attack position card with card effects. But you want to keep it in your defense, because when this card is in face of defense position, you change all monsters on the field to defense position and negate the activated effects of monsters that were in defense position when that effect was activated. Also one of our defense cards for going first. Just crazy good card, but one is of course enough. Next up, we run 1 copy of Hemi-Armored Train Iron Wolf. Also great card in this deck. Needs 2 level 4 machine type monsters, and once per turn you can detach an Xyz material from this card to target a machine type monster you control, and this turn it can attack your opponent directly. Also other monsters can't attack. If this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can add a level 4 machine type monster from your deck to your hand. Now in some cases this can be useful to let your Ancient Gear Giant, for example, just run directly into your opponent and finish off this wave. Next up is 1 copy of number 60, Dugaris the Timeless. Also great card in this build, only needs 2 level 4 monsters, and you can detach 2 materials from this card to activate one of the following effects. You skip your next draw phase to draw 2 cards and then discard a card. You skip your next main phase and special summon a monster from the graveyard in defense position, or you skip the battle phase of your next turn and double the attack of one monster you control until the end of this turn. Now we have various effects, and mostly the first and third one are interesting right here. Of course, if you don't have the combo pieces you need, Dugaris is the answer. Draw 2, discard 1 to get your combo pieces together is just great. But also, skipping your next battle phase to double the attack of a monster you control is just crazy. Combine this with your Ancient Gear Giant, put it to 9000, and Iron Wolf lets you attack directly, and it's game over. You won't need your next battle phase. Crazy good card right here. Next up is 1 copy of Springans Merrymaker. Also needs 2 level 4 monsters. We only use this to go into our next card, which is of course Gigantic Champion Zargus. Because this card usually needs 2 level 8 monsters, but we can also Xyz summon this card by using a Springans Xyz monster we control, so basically our Merrymaker. And when this card has material, you can add a Springans or Therian card from your deck to your hand, so this one searches our Regulus. And if material is detached from a monster on the field, you can target a card on the field and either destroy it or return it to the hand. So this second effect is also great to get rid of some well-protected monsters maybe, so great card right here, searches our Therian, just great. And then of course with that many Xyz monsters we also run 1 copy of Zeus in this deck, of course. Next up, let's talk about the Link monsters, and the first one we're talking about is of course the Ancient Gear Link monster, the only one we have actually, which is Ancient Gear Ballista, which we run 2 copies of. Now this card needs 2 Earth Machine monsters, and if it is Link summoned you can add an Ancient Gear monster or Gear Charm from your deck to your hand, so already crazy searcher in this deck. To search your box and then search your Hound, for example, great one right here. You can also target a spell trap you control and the face of monster your opponent controls and destroy that card you control, and if you do, you change that opponent's monster's attack and defense to 0. So this one does it all for us. It's a searcher. You can pop your own spells and traps, which we already learned is useful in this deck, and you can also decrease the attack of a monster to 0, so your big fusion monsters can run into them. Crazy good card, and also that's the reason we want to run 2. Next up, we also run 1 Nightmare Phoenix, just to get rid of back row, because of course when it is link summoned, we can discard a card to target a spell or trap and destroy it. And if it was co-linked, we can also draw a card. Pretty neat right here. And the final one is one link 3 monster, which is Sky Striker Ace Azalea Temperance. Now this one needs 2 monsters including a link monster, so basically one of your 2 link 2 monsters and another monster on the field. And if it is special summoned, you can banish a spell from your hand or graveyard to target a monster your opponent controls with 2500 or less attack and equip that face-up monster to discard as an equip spell. So this one just helps you to get rid of one of your opponent's monsters pretty decently. And guys, that's it for the extra deck. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, definitely let us know in the comments. We're always happy to read and answer them. Then, if you want to know some basic combos with the new cards, definitely check out our combo video with the link in the description, and also our other combo video which we did a while ago, because most of the combos basically didn't really change too much, so definitely check that out. Then of course, if you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing. This would really help us a lot. We're on our way to 500 subscriptions and we want to make it until 1,000 until the end of the year. So your help is heavily appreciated, and we give you a ton of deck profiles and news and other content. So a subscription is definitely worth it. So guys, until next time, have a good one.